the creators ecosystem in India is mushrooming. It's one of the largest creator ecosystem globally. What's the latest happening at Instagram? Once you have a solid audience base which is highly engaged, that's where you are attractive for a brand.
You're watching News18. I'm Debichi Sarkar, and today I'm at Meta's office in Gurgaon and I'm attending one of the Instagram University sessions. So what is Instagram University? We all have been, kind of addicted to short form content. You can go scroll through hours watching reels on Instagram, but there is a lot more to that. I have with me Sharma, who is the head of content at Meta, who will take you through the entire Instagram University journey, and maybe you can get some tips and tricks of growing our own Instagram channel as well. Paras, thank you so much for your time, sir. It's lovely to have you. And please tell us, what's with this Instagram University?
First of all, thank you for coming and being a part of it. As you know that Instagram is a place where people connect on the back of everyday creativity. And when we talk about creativity, it's a very dynamic process. Right. It keeps on improving. There are a number of challenges. The creators ecosystem in India is mushrooming. It's one of the largest creator ecosystem globally. And the technology moves even at a faster pace. And the context in which the creators exist is moving even at a faster pace, reflecting what the world is. Instagram University is an initiative through which we share what's the latest happening at Instagram in terms of new products, in terms of new features, in terms of new surfaces, and in terms of the new tips that we can provide creators so that they are able to do one singular most important thing, show their craft and connect with the audience in the best possible manner.
Right. But, we all love to watch Instagram reels and short form content. But when it comes to creating our own content, we are not that confident, It's better to watch somebody else's content, you share them. But do you think it's 2023, at the end of 2023, do you think it's the right time to open your Instagram channel and maybe start from your first video?
Yeah.
Or do you say there are too many content creators already, we don't want any more of them?
Though actually, we want more and more people to create content. And in fact, that's exactly what I mentioned. Instagram vision and Instagram's, the way that we approach, it's about everyday creativity. And when I talk about everyday creativity, a small effort in form of an audio note, or a small effort in form of a text note, that you're at a moment of point of time that you're feeling something, that you want to share, that doesn't require much. That is how you start building your engagement or strengthening your engagement with the people that you have. Then you go on to other things, something that you have seen, you want to put, that's where the feed is. You have a creative expression and you have an idea that you want to build and create, there's a reel. So there are multiple creative tools and features across Instagram surface for everyday creativity to come in front. Because we believe that when you show everyday creativity, it strengthens the connections that you have, as well as it sparks new connections.
And when you see existing reels and popular ones especially, you have it can be quite overwhelming to see. People have good high quality production, they're all decked up and it's like jazzy, and for somebody who's just starting up, that will be just too much. Do you think all this jazz is required to just start up or maybe become popular?
Yeah.
Or do you think you can just start humble and progress as the thing goes?
So Debishi, again a great question. If I were to take a step back and say what drives the strategy of Instagram, the key driver of the Instagram strategy is the Gen Z audience. What drives the Gen Z audience? They are the ones who are born on with their handphones. They are the ones who grew up with the internet. They are the ones who connect, communicate and create using all the digital tools. So if we look at how they are connecting, how they are communicating, how they are creating, they are not necessarily only looking at a very polished content as you mentioned about it. They are expressing themselves with small moments, with everyday moment of their lives. Whether it's about going and meeting with someone, whether it's about a song that they like, whether it's about something that they saw which inspires them. So there's never a pressure to be very polished in terms of creation. They trust somebody who's authentic, they trust someone who's genuine, and they trust the moment as it's happening. And Instagram is all about that everyday creativity. And Gen Z's this particular aspect is what drives our strategy.
When it comes to creating content on Instagram, there are two visions. One is you solely create content just for the fun of it. You want engagement, you want to connect with more people. And the hindsight, you also think, why don't you make some money as well? But historically, we have seen that the content that gets you money may not necessarily give you the traction or the engagement or the stuff that gets you traction. Brands may not want to partner with you. Now, how do you suggest that people should keep a balance if they want to continue, with the brand, their own self brand, as well as making money?
Super question. In fact, this is the question which, in different ways and means and different forums, we share with our creators. As you begin your journey in creation, it comes with a moment of passion and a hobby or something that you desire. One has to look at and imagine your target audience, one single person. Visualize that single person who you want to create for.
Right.
That would mean that what you will create would be authentic and genuine and highly relevant for that single person.
Right.
And then you build your audience, and then you engage with them through different surfaces. As I mentioned, whether it's a notes, whether it's surface, whether it's a feed, whether a story, through reels, and you continue to build your audience and engagement. Once you have a solid audience base which is highly engaged, which means that you have to have the multi-surface strategy of your content creation, that's where you are attractive for a brand or advertiser or a marketer, because they want to leverage the following that you have built with the audience.
Right.
And they leverage this audience by associating with you and creating a branded content. Now, to your point of it, that does it mean that the branded content has a lesser following or place compared to the organic content? That's where we tell creators, and more creators are getting trained now, that when they engage with brands, they do not take away their core philosophy, their core talent, their core style to put the brand in. And at the same point of time, more than creators, we make this effort to educate the brands and advertisers. When they come to work with creators, they should leave the mindset of the other platform advertising when they engage on creator advertising.
Right.
In fact, there are multiple programs and forums and one-on-one engagements with large companies, with agencies, where we continue to tell the same thing to brands again and again, that when you want to really leverage a creator's following, go and give them the freedom to create in their unique style, because people engage with their content, people trust their content more than a traditional content, because they are being authentic and genuine. And if both brands and creator follow this thing, then there we have seen and we continue to see there is no decline in a branded content or an organic post.
Right. Just shifting my conversation to WhatsApp channels. We are getting to see stuff on Instagram. The same stuff now we are getting to see on YouTube Shorts as well for some reasons. And there is Twitter as well. And now we have WhatsApp channel, which many people are trying to say it's very similar to Reels. It's like you can watch real kind of content on WhatsApp. Now, how do you define WhatsApp channel, and what people should do on WhatsApp channel and what they should not?
Yeah. So I think first of all, the proposition for Instagram and WhatsApp are very different, and I'll explain how it is. I have already mentioned that Instagram is about the everyday creativity for Gen Z, which makes people come together and build connections. WhatsApp channel is about private communication. That's the tenet and core principle is. So the principle of an IG broadcast channel, if that's what you're referring to, is about building a super fan community. Right. And the importance of a fan can't be re-emphasized more, because there is a need for creators to connect with the people who love them the most and give them something differentiated and unique than what they are doing on their otherwise regular feed for everyone, which is of course extremely important, but you have to give that extra love. You have to give that something special on Instagram broadcast channel. WhatsApp as a platform is an operating software of India. It's got the largest reach, if you want to say, and WhatsApp therefore is a way through which creators can connect to the largest possible audience, who may not be their fans currently, who may not be their super fans also currently, maybe. At the same point of time, the proposition of WhatsApp channel is about your updates, latest updates. That's what the channel proposes to be and is built on. That as a creator, what am I feeling right now, what's happening right now, is there something new, immediate that I want to share, which is how we all use WhatsApp for, which is very unique and different from IG broadcast channel, where I'm engaging with my super fans, where I want to test out something. Will they like if I do something like this? Will they like me to see something new? And that is different from a WhatsApp channel. That's I'm sharing with everyone.
Right.
I don't know who they are. I have their numbers, but I don't know who exactly they are. But I'm sharing my updates and everything. And then I build my franchise and audience over there. Now, you talked about the similar content. WhatsApp channel allow to have a text-based conversation. Multimedia content can come over there. In fact, we all know that many a times when we see a content somewhere, we share with our friends and family and groups on WhatsApp. So it allows multiple media formats to be shared, but the core proposition is different.
Now, you have been closely linked to Instagram content, Meta's content ecosystem for quite some time now. And when it comes to content, we get to see entertainment, there is pleasure, there is sports, there is tech, and other X amount of other dimensions of it. What, according to you, are the prime focus areas for the Indian content ecosystem?
Yeah.
Both viewers as well as creators.
Great question. I think one thing, Debashish, which has changed or evolved, I would rather say evolved, in last, I would say probably 3-4 years more than it happened probably in last 10 years before that, is people have been exposed to a different genres of content,
Right.
different formats of content, different sub-genres of content, and it has come through all platforms.
Right.
What we see on an OTT platform, what we see on movies, what creators are creating. So and you see that reflecting in our culture also. There used to be few macro culture movements earlier, and the entire nation would gravitate towards the 3 or 4 big things. Now we have seen emergence of what we call the micro cultures. And what used to be earlier called niche, there are many niches now, and they no longer have the same meaning of a niche as it used to be before.
Right.
So whether people are coming and connecting over gardening tips, whether people are coming and connecting over rural fashion, whether people are coming and connecting over folk dance, whether people are coming and connecting over interview tips, whether people are connecting, and of course on the entertainment, but within entertainment also, if there's a reality television show which is going on and they want to create something around it, if there's sports event which is going on but there's sub-genres of the sports event that they want to engage on. So right now, and the creators are leveraging it, because what is triggering it is because the creators are also coming from different parts of India. They're coming from different subcultures, and they're taking pride in bringing their subculture, and they're not getting swayed by what is the macro culture. So I would say if you are a creator, and if you are a user, both ways, this is the best time to be in, because all kinds of content is there, and there are enough audience for each kind of content.
Now, one last question is, when we see a new Instagram trend, it keeps on repeating. Everybody kinds of, no, it's not that I'm just copying somebody, but at least that is original content. But what we get to see is like somebody is taking a screen grab of the same content and it is like circulated with somebody else's face. Is Instagram doing something to cut down on this, recurring and just rehashed content? Or Instagram is fine about it?
Yeah.
Hey, let be.
So there are two parts, if I understood your question correctly. Trends always stay. Every point of time in our lives, we would have trends.
Right.
And again, where I started, the trends are coming, and who is driving the trend is the Gen Z audience.
Right.
And we are building Instagram and everything around it for the Gen Z audience, because they are driving our strategy. And if we look at people getting inspired from trend and building on top of that trend by, I won't say copying, but inspiration of a trend, that's a thing which will always be there. Then there's a second part to the question.
That part is absolutely fine. Yeah.
Then the second part of it is that, okay, am I using somebody else's content? And for that, we have multiple features in place on the product. If you see that there is a content which you own the IP for, you can raise that request over there, and our system and backend and rights manager ensures and work towards solving all the requests. So people can on the app put that thing to highlight it, that they think that there's a content which is theirs, has been used by someone else, and there's a backend system which takes care of that.
But do you think you get enough requests from people, reports from people on that? Because
I think
the amount of content that is being regenerated is mind-boggling.
So I think there are two kinds of it. We do get enough. When I say enough, we do get many times on music violation.
Right.
Okay, something which is not a copyrighted music which has been done.
Right.
We do get some complaints on music. Within that, people are creating original music and then someone else is using, unless that music is already a part of the audio library, which they have downloaded, which means that they want others to use as well.
Right.
Then we use, of course, we get sometimes, I won't say it many times to be honest, sometimes when somebody is using exactly someone else's content and putting it, then definitely all the systems which I mentioned over there, they take care of it. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Paras, so much for your time. And you're watching News 18. I'm Debishi Sakar signing off from Meta's office in Gurgaon. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.